and so they threw Josh out of the homeless shelter. For,
yeah.
Oh, hey!
What's up?
Welcome to Infinity Watchtower, your place for all your comic book news and everything nerdy is happening.
We have actually been renamed, Johnny.
We've been renamed, rebranded?
Superhero News Network.
What?
I know.
Ooh, fancy.
Very
schmancy.
fancy.
We're now the Superhero News Network.
That's right.
That is very dope. That's very cool. Nice. So, as you all know, I'm Johnny Parker, and with me is...
Cory Yee.
Woo! So, Jezzer and Joe are in New York at New York Comic Con having a blast, and so...
Without us.
Sadly.
Yes.
Tear. But guess what? We still a lot of cool things that have come from New York Comic Con, and we got a lot of dope things to talk about.
Yeah, there's been a lot of news this week. It's kind of remarkable. Actually, today even, there were several things that we're going to be talking about. So, I mean, I'm excited.
Same.
And also saddened by some of it, but that's okay.
Yeah. It's like a mixed bag. It's like, oh, that was really good. It's like, oh, God, why?
Yeah. Yes, thank you guys for already throwing in some comments. Yeah, we are going to be talking about, well, you can see on the side there all the things, and it looks like you guys are also excited about a few of these things. So we'll be talking about a little bit on the villain side, I would say. Definitely a lot of good villains to talk about. Oh, yeah. We could talk about one villain who came out this week. It's called Sony, and it's they just can't. Well, okay. In fairness, I haven't seen the movie. You have not seen the movie, correct?
No.
But it currently has a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. Venom, in case it wasn't clear by the image here, and it's just sad times, I think, really. I mean, sad and good to me, because it's like, all right, Sony, you've got more reasons to stop being terrible and just give it over to Marvel Studios.
Pretty much. I agree with you. Like, it's kind of so bad. It's like, why would you make a Venom standalone film? It's like, people have been asking me, like, all day, it's like, oh, are you going to go see Venom? Are you going to go see Venom? Are you going to see Venom? I was like, no.
I don't want to spend money on that.
Exactly.
I don't even want to not spend money on that.
I don't want to waste 2 hours on symbiotes.
Yeah.
You have them in the morning. Put a little bit of milk and brown sugar on top. They're delicious.
I've never heard. Yeah, symbiotes. I will not buy it. Sellotes, maybe, but.
And this really suck is I heard that Tom Hardy himself said a lot of his favorite scenes got cut out of the movie.
Yeah.
He had to retract that statement later. But if your main star is even saying, it's not that good, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, that's basically what he's saying there. Yeah. So, I mean, I heard there was a scene actually where the symbiote makes out with Tom Hardy, where they actually kiss. I don't know what that's all about. People were asking what that tongue was used for, so there's your answer. Unfortunately,
I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, me too.
I feel uncomfortable.
But you know, anyway, we shouldn't dump on the movie too much. We haven't seen it, but
we could dump. It just looks bad.
Yeah,
it just looks bad. That's the reason why it has 28%.
Yeah.
But again, Tom Hardy, like, dude's a great actor. Like, he's
he is a good actor.
And everything like this. And honestly, you're right. It will hopefully teach Sony that here's the thing: you can't just start going and make some of these Spider-Man standalone movies without coming with a better story.
I don't know how many more times they need to get it drilled into them that it's like, guys, you don't understand for whatever reason. So, I'm guessing that. You know, because Kevin Feige had always been in contact with Amy Pascal on the other Spider-Man movies, just generally, just like brief, like, hey, what do you think of this, Feige? And I remember some of the comments for some of those movies was like, why is this here? What is this? What does this mean? And I don't think that they've learned any lessons from that.
Not at all. I can only imagine Kevin Feige for like this entire film. It was like, why are you still making this? I thought you stopped this. I thought it was a joke. Wait, did you just pay him? Wait, is Tom Hardy really cast? Why are you not listening?
Yeah, exactly. Some of the comments here, J.R. Hall of Horror says, I don't listen to Rotten Tomatoes. I wait to see movies and make my own opinions. I think that is entirely a fair attitude to have. It's just, you know, when it gets to this level, like when it's a 60%, I think that's when you have to go, okay, maybe it's not as bad as they are saying, and maybe it is much better. But 28's pretty rough.
Yeah, like even at 50%, I'm like, you know what? It's a 50-50 chance. It's a flip of a coin. I may like it, I may not. And I agree with you. Like a lot of times, I'll go ahead and I'll go like check out the trailer. If I like the trailer, or someone just kind of catches my eye, I'm on board for this. But again, Venom standalone by himself without Spider-Man is like,
it doesn't make much sense.
No, it's like, what's Eddie Brock's motivation? Like, he is a villain, but he's a villain because he's hating Spider-Man. It's like without him, it's like, who is he hating? Is he really the villain?
He's just hating himself.
Exactly. Is he even a hero? Like, what is the whole point of this? So I have more questions than I have like anticipation to actually see it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like this is not an opinion that we just came up because of the critics score. These are some things that we've been thinking about for a long time, ever since that this was announced. It's just like, why is this happening? So that's my vote on it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you want to move on to the Titans? Oh no, you want to talk about? There was something else first.
Bendis.
Oh, so one of the really cool things that came out of New York Comic Con was Brian Michael Bendis dropped some news of a new imprint he's putting out through DC. It's of Wonder Comics.
Okay.
It's an entirely teen-oriented like line. There's gonna be like targeted like towards teens with like teen heroes and everything like that.
Cool.
And he'll be doing with David Walker and a bunch of other talented people, and it looks amazing. Like so for hardcore comic fans, he's bringing back a lot of the heroes that we knew and loved from like the early part of the millennium and everything like that. So we're gonna see the return of Young Justice, which will be the flagship book written by Bendis, and guess who's on it? Tim Drake, Superboy, and Impulse. Now notice that Tim Drake, Superboy, Connor Kent, and Impulse Bart Allen are going to be in this book. So everyone's been asking, especially where Bart Allen's been at, where's Connor going to come into play? So he's going to be here. They're also going to introduce some new heroes like Naomi. They're also introducing the Wonder Twins. They're bringing it into this universe. So it's looking really cool. Like DC's doing some great work right now. I'm excited.
Cool. All right.
Did you ever grow up with any of these characters?
You know, I was always more of a Marvel guy, so I'm less involved with them. I'm aware of all their existences, but I think that you're definitely the preeminent voice on that.
I'm just honestly in this situation, I'm just a fanboy. Like, I've always said, like on the show, Tim Drake is my favorite Robin. The fact they're focused on Tim Drake and not Damian makes me excited to read it. Connor Kent, Superboy, had some great storytelling during the Millennium, so he had a lot of cool stuff going on. And Bart Allen Impulse, one of the best speeches around. So honestly, I'm looking forward to this imprint. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, and I think it's part of the reason why DC's kind of like beating Marvel right now. Like I love Marvel, but DC's making a lot of moves to like bring in younger readers and just bring in new readers right now.
Yeah, you really do have to keep establishing a new audience as, you know, people get older and there's new people who could be reading comic books. And Bendis is a really good writer in my opinion. Yeah. So, you know, he's done a lot of good work for Marvel and for DC. So
yeah, and it's smart. Yeah, because he's really good at writing like teen voices and everything like that. Like you said, he's a great writer. And I was wondering what they were going to do when they brought him to DC. Like, okay, are they bring him in to put him on Justice League? Or they bring him here to like restart Wonder Woman? Like, what are their plans for him? But bring him in to start a teen imprint like this.
Yeah, do a new thing.
Exactly, kind of like he did with a Marvel when he did the Ultimate Universe. Yeah, because that's where he cut his teeth out on like Ultimate Spider-Man. So it's a real smart thing to do because he did over 100+ issues of that, help establish Miles Morales, one of the guys who has a movie coming out later on, which we'll be talking about later.
Which of course,
and so honestly, it's a good move on DC's part.
Cool. All right. Well, you want to move on to the Titans trailer?
If we have to.
That exciting. Yeah. So Titans. This was, I believe, their second trailer. And I mean, I thought that the first 20 seconds of it was compelling enough. I was like, okay, this could be interesting. And then it just kind of kept getting worse and worse as it went. After you started seeing the actual heroes beyond Robin, in my opinion. Yeah. Even Robin was like, well, whatever, I accept it. He looks like a more traditional Robin, which I don't really mind. I mean, a little darker version, whatever. But then you started introducing these new characters. Now, I actually, as a not the biggest DC fan, I was not aware that the newer Raven, I was told today by Nagami, that the new Raven in the comics has been a younger version, correct? So that was weird to me, though, them not entirely being equals in
the
that.
same age around everything like that, yeah.
So, but, I mean, well, what's your take on this? Because it's clearly not positive. That good.
Okay, I'm going to be honest right now.
Yeah, do it.
Be honest. I'm eating a little bit of crow. I'm eating a little bit of crow right now. Because here's the thing. For the past about month and a half, I've been like relentlessly hating on this. Talking about how I think this is the worst thing ever. It looks terrible. And then they drop a trailer that just kind of like tricks me into liking it a little bit, to be honest with you. So here's the thing. So one, I'm watching the trailer. I see the police all flipping out and everything like that. And they're like, who's he here? It's like, oh, it's this. It's like, why is he not in Gotham? And blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, is this Bloodhaven? And then they drop, like, oh, why is he here in Detroit? I'm like, wait, this is Detroit? Yeah. I'm like, Detroit's like, I guess the equivalent of Bloodhaven now. And again, I'm from Detroit, and I'm like, I can see that. I'm aboard with this. Just keep going. All right. Okay. What next? Right. And then after that, we introduce like Dick Grayson as a cop, which I'm like, oh wait, he's a cop? Oh, kind of like how he was in the Nightwing run he had. I was like, okay. Yeah. You're selling me a little bit more.
I thought that seemed cool to me. It was like, you know.
Yeah. And then after that, I saw Beast Boy's like cool transformation scene and everything like that. And I got to see him and Raven interact because they're around the same age. And I was like, oh, I'm seeing some sparks here. Like, damn it, you're selling me more and more. Okay. And then after that, we saw Raven go home into like, you know, her abusive household and everything like that. And then she started looking like a villain from The Grudge or something like that. Like a Japanese zombie. Like, that part I did not like as much. That one I kind of find cheesy, but dang it, I'm eating a little bit of crow though. Like I am going to watch this.
You are going to watch this?
Yeah, they kind of got me now. Like I'm just like.
So that's why you were apprehensive to answer.
Yeah, because I'll admit when I'm wrong. And here's the thing, like, right now, Robin looks dope. I like the fact that he's a cop. Like it's kind of like reminds of the Night Ringer and everything like that. That looks cool as hell. Gar. Damn it! Like I like the kid now. Beforehand, when he was just looking like emo, like in the like the clip, the footage we saw, the pictures and everything. Yeah. I was kind of like, no, I'm not on board for this. But then as I saw this trailer, I was like, oh, and I saw that moment between him and Raven. I'm like, oh, they actually do a little bit of writing here, like build a little romance. Like, okay, I'm on board for this. The only person who I'm just hoping like we get more to see from is like Starfire. Like right now. I like the fact she's going by Cory, but again, I'm just hoping they move all this like prostitute angle and everything like that. But like,
I don't know exactly what that's about.
Yeah,
it's weird to me that she's like her like guiding Raven into stuff. I don't know. That's just not what I think of when I think of those characters.
Nah, and honestly, the thing about it is, I feel like Starfire's been a little bit too grounded for me. She's supposed to be this alien princess, and the whole thing about her here is like, I don't get your Earth customs. I understand why Earthlings do this and everything like that.
Yeah.
This seems to be an established Cory.
The opposite.
Exactly. Who's like, I understand everything. Let me show you the streets.
Yeah.
And it's like, really?
That was an interesting choice for that character. Has that been established in any way, and at any point, something like that?
Oh, one second. We got a super chat.
Thank you, Toku Kid.
Thank you, Toku.
Comment is BB seems right, and Starfire is different story-wise.
Yeah, she is. It's a different version. It's like, and we don't see her like this. We've always seen her like this alien princess who's like adjusting to the world and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Even in like the new run where they did Red Hood and the Outlaws, she was still. They even made her kind of like drew even further back away from society, where she didn't understand any customs or social norms whatsoever. So this seems to be going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
It seems like a weird choice, but you know what though? I'm interested to see what they're going to do.
You're at least going to give it a chance to see what that means.
Like again, like they've kind of sold me. I'm interested, and I saw Hawk and Dove there a little bit, and I was like, oh snap! And then they kind of showed Wayne Manor, and they showed like Batman. What was it? Wait, we might get a Bruce Wayne cameo?
Yeah, which is like I don't understand why they just don't make an actual Batman series at this point. I've been saying that since Daredevil came out, where it's like, well, Daredevil basically just did what Batman should have been. And just do it already, but okay, I guess not. I
guess it's the money thing. Like, I think part of the reason why they're not doing this is because like they know they can get bigger bang for their buck on the screen.
They're already doing both of those things though for multiples of these characters. You know, like where you've got all the CW stuff, and then you've got the movies with some of the same characters. And it's like, well, then why not just do it for Batman?
I agree with you.
I don't think that people will really mind.
I agree with you, but I think like. I agree with your logic because again, you want to see both. Because like, if you love Batman, you just want to get more Batman. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can see where they're coming from because they kind of want to save us like they're ace in the hole. Where they know is like, look, we can put out a Batman movie and we'll guarantee you get $300 million every single time.
They don't want to save their ace in the hole. They keep abusing the poor guy.
Well, they keep playing him badly with like Justice League and all this thing, but they do keep having it though. They won't put it on TV. Because think about Marvel and Spider-Man.
Yeah, they
don't put Spider-Man. They won't put a live action Spider-Man, and people would watch that.
Yeah.
But they save it for the screen. Same thing with Wonder Woman. We don't get a live action Wonder Woman anymore because they kind of want to save it for the screen, or they're sexist. Either or, we're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, we're not sure. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not the biggest Batman fan. I just think that it could be done well on these newer platforms like Netflix, where it's like, well, of course they've got DC Universe coming out shortly, so obviously they're going to be putting more of their streaming stuff on that. I actually didn't realize. Oh, it's out now. Okay, well there you go. I didn't actually realize that this was going to be on Netflix. Apparently,
me neither.
Internationally only. So it's going to be on the DC Universe thing otherwise? Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, so we're going to get one of those Netflix international accounts.
Yeah, well, I was just like, okay, it's just like down there. But you can get DC Universe or whatever nonsense.
Yeah.
But, okay, well, any other...
But I will say, though, like, I do want to see more Bat stuff on television. Like, a Batman TV show would be dope, but I've said this before, a Gotham Central Police Department show. There was a cool comic that came out where it was just about the Gotham City Police Department. Mm-hmm. It just told their stories of working with all these crazy villains, working in the city with Batman, all these heroes. That could be badass, and that'd be good on the television screen. I'd also like to see, like, maybe a Huntress or...
Would you say that Gotham is already covering...
No, not at all. No, I would not say that. No, I would not say that. I would say, no, Gotham is hurting things. Gotham is making things worse. Gotham is a problem.
I'm just saying that is sort of covering that.
No. If anything is messing that up, no. We give
it was good.
No. It is taking up an hour of airtime on a regular basis that could be used for something else.
I'm in agreement with that, though. I remember watching 5 minutes of an episode and being like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
I had to go to therapy for a while. I had to go like talk this out with Nagami for a couple days. I was like, but they have Bruce. Why won't they make him Batman? Johnny, you're asking too many questions. Don't ask these questions. No. All right, but okay, so we talked about Batman. Speaking of Batman on television, we had a Daredevil season 3 trailer.
Yes.
That looked kind of dope. I'm kind of excited for it.
I mean, I've always loved the Daredevil stuff in particular. I did not particularly enjoy Luke Cage. I did really like Jessica Jones, and I didn't even bother watching Iron Fist because I didn't want my opinion of Iron Fist to be lowered because I love Iron Fist. I was like, I don't want that to be tainted.
That was a good call. It was almost as bad as Gotham.
Yeah.
I think it was as bad as Gotham.
That's pretty rough. But anyway, yeah. We see Kingpin returning. If you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it. It's awesome, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we can just talk spoilers for the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys.
So
go watch.
So the cool thing about it is that all of a sudden, like, it opens up. We see Matt Murdock like going around the original suit from like the first season.
Yep.
Like the all black suit with like the mask and everything.
Yeah.
And so you're just like watching, like, oh, I guess he's getting like back to basics, or maybe something happened or whatever. And then we see Kingpin. He's made a deal. He's made a deal to get out of jail.
He's out. Yeah.
Yeah, he snitched. That's pretty much what he did.
Yeah.
And so he gets out of jail, and then it seems like he's turned into Leaf, but it seems to be one of these like very like typical storylines where Wilson Fisk is playing like he's a good guy, but the whole time Daredevil was like going crazy trying to prove he's the villain.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of rehashing some general ideas from first season, but I think it's just gonna go all in this time.
Oh no!
And that's what I'm excited about, because Kingpin, in my opinion, is he's especially after Daredevil season 1. He's been one of my favorites. I mean, I loved him back from the 90s animated series for Spider-Man, and I just loved that interaction, even though he's a little more ridiculous. Sure, it's a cartoon, but I just loved the idea of, like, this guy doesn't have powers. He just has lots of money, and he wants to manipulate the world. He's the bad Tony Stark.
Exactly.
He just doesn't get in a suit. But he is ripped. That's not fat, guys. That's muscle.
No, that's all muscle. That's all muscle. Like me. Yeah, that's all muscle.
Yeah. And unlike me. But yeah, just to see, I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio has been so good as this character.
He's been killing it. Like, it's like, out of all the Netflix shows, if I was going to nominate somebody like for like an Emmy or something like that, this man needs to get a nod. Like, he's killing this role right now.
I love it so much.
And I gotta say, this made me excited because as I was watching it, I thought it was like, oh, it's going to be like one of the stereotypical storylines where he's going to be trying to prove Wilson Fisk is a bad guy, but Wilson Fisk is going to kind of manipulate, make a decision, turn against Daredevil. I was like, oh, so it'll be one of these typical stories, but then it kind of changes.
Yeah.
Because instead of just Daredevil going over the edge, there's actually a rogue Daredevil actually going around like attacking people like he would and beating people up. It's like, okay, wait, what? And then he confronts him. It's like, oh wait, so who's this other Daredevil? And fingers crossed, please let it be Bullseye. Please let it be Bullseye. So if we get Bullseye this season, things could get really good.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if, like, again, if we get Bullseye, they may be saving this for later, but we could get an Elektra as well.
Yeah.
We could get that classic death scene.
Yeah. So I mean, we're able to see now with this. Someone had mentioned it, like, why is he in this old costume? I think because he's clearly being framed by this fake new Daredevil.
Exactly.
And he's got to differentiate himself in some way.
Yeah, and he may have gotten his costume stolen, which means that we might get a new costume this season as well.
Yeah, that's
so last couple weeks ago, so we were asking if we were going to get the all black Daredevil suit with the 2 red letters on there, so we might get that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I mean, I don't care if it looks like a little comic booky. Like, I'm totally down for something like that. Put D's on there.
Put D's on that. Put D's on it.
Double D's on that chest. Okay, anyway, yeah. I apologize for that one. That was terrible. I'm not that sorry.
Well done.
Any other thought? I'm trying to think if there's anything else in this trailer that was awesome.
Oh, man. Well, we do get the return of a supporting cast. So Foggy's coming back. Kara's coming back.
Yeah, we didn't get too much out of them. There's a little bit of Foggy having these, like, oh no moments. So yeah, obviously something bad is happening. We really didn't see much Karen at all.
Which might be a good thing, because sometimes, like, I kind of feel in season 2 we got a little bit too much Karen at times. Because in season 1 it made sense why she was there a lot, because she was the love interest. He was pursuing her. We got to see her story arc going from, like, secretary all the way to a journalist, which is cool.
Yeah.
But in season 2 she was just kind of like an add-on.
So don't take a page from the book of season 2. Yeah, you're all welcome for that one. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if that's, a thing that we do or do not see more of. I'm sure she's still going to play a major role in the series, but I mean, this just focusing it really on Daredevil and Kingpin, like, oh, please, just that's all I want. That's all I've wanted since season 1.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I want to see this, like, if Kingpin return. I want to see him destroy the city. I want to see this. Honestly, I want to see this fight between Bullseye and Daredevil. Yeah. Like, it's going to be sick. And honestly, I'm hoping, like, all this stuff from this trailer is, like, the first 4 episodes, so we get to see a lot of stuff. Like, I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, look, Tokyo Kid. Yeah. Cory wants to see Daredevil's double Ds.
Yeah, who doesn't, man? I mean...
Let's make that the new hashtag, Cory for double Ds.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't bother me. You know what I would really like to see in this is see Kingpin have a point. He really does go too far from in the first season, but I mean, like, it would be really interesting if he actually has, aside from like setting up Daredevil to be the bad guy, what if he actually is like legitimately good to some extent and Matt's the one who's crazy? I mean, like, I doubt that's what they're gonna go with, but that could be interesting where it's like, you know, he actually has changed. I would be very surprised, but I think that could be cool.
That could be a nice little twist. Kind of keep everything on your toes and everything like that.
Yeah, and really have Matt Murdock question himself because, like, maybe he's lost. I mean, I doubt that's going to really be the case, but...
You know, one thing I would like to see? I want to see a crossover.
Between
him and one of the other Netflix heroes.
Yeah, more than Defenders.
Yeah, like I would want to see Punisher maybe show up again in season 2, at least for an episode, because those team ups are awesome.
I did like Punisher.
I don't like, again, maybe like Luke, he goes on to Harlem for a second because Luke Cage has his own problems, so maybe he goes and see Luke or some of those lines.
Yeah.
So, and given that he was the first show, I would love to see a little bit of crossover. I like to see him like somebody else pop up in the season.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. It seems unlikely at this point, but I hope so too.
Same thing, because I'm like, again, they really haven't talked much about Defenders that much lately. Like in the comments, they're saying that Punisher season 2 just finished filming, which is dope. Yeah. But yeah, if it doesn't seem like we're gonna get Defenders for a while, I would love to see them keep crossing over in episodes. Because it was cool when Luke Cage showed up and when Iron Fist showed up in Luke Cage.
Oh man, I mean, Luke Cage and Iron Fist is like the oldest the bromance, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, like, that's so good, and it's just really a shame that they just didn't.
Just do the show that way.
It just really should have been that the whole time. I mean, in my opinion, don't have them even individually. Have them together.
Yeah, because you get more, you get to play off the characters more, and then I think with Iron Fist, you won't have ran into as many problems you have with this first season.
See, that was my biggest problem with Luke Cage, is that you established him so well in Jessica Jones. In my opinion, perfectly. Here's the supporting version of Luke Cage in this story. Now I want to see him on his own. And then it's completely different. And, like, maybe if they hadn't established him that way, I would have accepted it more. But I just, like, this is a different guy, you know? It's a different guy, different problems, different backstory almost. That's what it felt like. So that was my biggest problem with Luke Cage.
I think I agree. I can see how that could be frustrating. Yeah. For me, it was like the first 6 episodes of his season were like amazing. Like you had this like really well written story. Cottonmouth was amazing.
Cottonmouth was actually pretty good.
Dude, Cottonmouth was super dope.
They got rid of him way too quickly.
Exactly. He should have stayed there to the end. And so that's where those first 6, 7 episodes are brilliant. But everything after that, when Black Mariah becomes a focus, just kind of went downhill.
Yeah, because instead of a mind game, it was suddenly a bronze game. It's like, okay, no one cares.
Yeah.
Oh, he can punch Luke Cage harder than anyone else. Great. I'm really interested. All right. Well, I think we've covered Daredevil pretty well. Definitely check out the trailer if you have not seen it.
And segueing into another costume vigilante who uses sticks to fight. Segue. We're going to talk about Nightwing 50, number 50. So, Johnny's pool list. Josh, homeless man. So cool. Bang your cans together. Sing my song. Dang you, homeless man.
It was kind of a fart sound.
Sorry. Anyway. Go back to your shelter.
I hope you heard that.
All right, so Nightwing has a new run right now as Nightwing number 50, new creative teams on board, and it's really interesting. So, as you see from the cover, now all you know about him changes. So pretty much, Nightwing gets shot in the head. Oh. And he kind of gets a little bit of amnesia. So after he gets shot, he wakes up. He kind of like cuts all his hair off and everything like that. But he has a little bit of amnesia. He doesn't remember everything. So as we pick up now, he's back in Bloodhaven, but he's not a vigilante hero. He's kind of like this homeless drifter in a way. He's like crashing rich people's apartments. He's like playing like little high stakes poker games. He's drinking all the time. He's become a cab driver. He's like chilling in dive bars and everything like that. He doesn't go by Dick anymore. And so all the stuff for Nightwing has changed. He's a lot more darker, a lot more grittier now.
Okay.
So
is this good? Bad?
I don't know.
Okay.
So here's the thing. So when I read this first issue, again, he's not like, it's kind of reminds me of Jason Todd in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. So it's like, because we already have a Jason Todd, we have already a dark, gritty, like anti-hero in the way of the Bat Family, but here they're doing it with Dick Grayson, but they're saying the reason why he's like this is because of his amnesia. Right. And so they're all trying to like help him. So at one point, Barbara Gordon shows up, and usually, he would call Barbara like, "Hey, Babs," but here he's like, "Hey, Barbara," and she's even like, "You're supposed to call me Babs," and he's like, "I don't remember any of those things." So he has a lot of gaps in his memory. That's rough. It is. And so, but as I was watching this, as I was reading this, I was like, this is kind of cool, but at the same time, it feels weird because, like, if something like this is happening to, like, Dick Grayson, he's going through all this stuff, he doesn't know who he is, he's, like, going through these problems, who do you think will show up?
Lots of bad guys?
Oh, maybe lots of bad guys.
That's what I was thinking.
But I would also say Batman. Yeah. Batman's like a surrogate father figure. So the fact that Barbara showed up and not Batman is like a little bit disappointing. Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, like when I read this, I was like, again, it's Nightwing. He's been through stuff. Like, he's been to other dimensions. He's fought against the actual Demon Lord when he was with the Teen Titans. But again, the way they're kind of working around this is all the fact that, again, he's got amnesia. Yeah. And so it's a little bit interesting. So
amnesia's always kind of murky for me. It's kind of a writing trope or crutch sometimes. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it is in this case, but it can easily be used that it's like, well, they don't remember, so we've got to spend all this time remembering and then reestablishing new things or old things or whatever. And it's like, it's kind of a cheap way to just like bring in new characteristics without earning them.
Exactly.
Do you think that's the case in what you've been reading, or do you think this has been done effectively?
That's pretty much exactly it. Like, that's the reason why I'm not enjoying this much, because it feels like a crutch. Yeah, like, it feels like an excuse.
Thanks, Josh.
And it feels like also like they could have done something a little bit better here. Like, for example, like instead of having Barbara Gordon show up, have Cory show up. Yeah. Starfire. Yeah. All of a sudden, he's like sitting, like he's walking through his neighborhood, and there's this alien princess sitting right there, and she's like, "Something's wrong with you, Dick." And he's like, "The hell are you?" Yeah. And then you have to go through this whole thing. He's like, wait, I dated alien princess. Like, what life did I come from? And so
it's pretty good life.
Yeah, and it makes things a little bit more dramatic here. Or Batman showing up, but having Barbara show up means it's like it feels like kind of a cop out. Like they're really trying to do some slow pace like storytelling. They're really trying to draw this out, make him this like gritty anti-hero, or whatever. Yeah. But
when maybe they should have just chosen a different character to do that.
I agree, exactly. Because Dick Grayson doesn't seem like the right character for this. He has too many supports in place with his friends, his family, who would be there for him.
It's a pretty long history.
Exactly.
As you can see in an image like that.
Exactly. Like, his best friends are Wally and Roy. And granted, right now, in the other book they're doing, Heroes in Crisis, they're dead. Oh. So we still know how this is going to play off and ripple to this right now. Okay. But again, any of the Teen Titans would be there for him. Beast Boy, Raven, again, Starfire, Cyborg. And so, again, it's interesting to see how they're going to play this out. Now, again, I am interested, though. I'm going to give this 3 issues. Yeah. Right now, again, it seems very cheesy. And the writer, again, I like some of the ideas he's trying to play with here. But again, it seems like a crutch. And it seems like he's out of touch a little bit, too. Okay. Like, for example, he was writing this one line where Dick was like, yeah, last night I was in a high-stakes poker game and I won all this money when I got pocket aces on the river. And I was like, that's not how poker works.
I got pocket aces
on the river. Yeah, he said, and I'm just like,
that definitely is not how poker works. Exactly. Yeah, you can't get pocket anything on something. You just have it from the beginning.
Exactly. As you guys saw from those earlier images, they had him become a cab driver. I'm like, it's 2018. Who drives cabs? Yeah.
I'm like, well, they're looking for new cab drivers, you know.
Well, yeah. There's a struggle.
They didn't want him to be a rideshare driver.
There it is. There.
It's pretty lame.
Well done, Cory.
Either way. It's
not well done. So that's the thing, though. So, like, again, but I'm hoping for the best. I'm going to pick it back up. But I've also heard, too, the writer who did this first issue is actually not staying on board. Apparently, Scott Lobdell's coming in. So this first writer's, like, kind of setting everything up. And then Scott Lobdell's supposed to come in and, like, try to, like, keep the storyline going.
Finish it out. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think do you have high hopes, or do you think it's just you gotta wait and see?
I'm in the middle. So here's the thing. Would I recommend this? No. So here's the thing. I'm gonna bring this back next month, and the month after I'm gonna give it 3 issues. Let me see how this goes, and like I will come back and talk to you. I will say this though: the art's beautiful. The artist on this book is amazing. Like, he's drawing a great Nightwing. He's drawing a great Scarecrow. Batman looks dope. The art is amazing. So if you're a person who's just an art fan, pick it up for that. The story needs a little bit of tightening, everything like that. But again, I'm gonna give it 3 issues. I'm gonna come back next month to let you guys know how it goes. Yeah, maybe and hopefully it picks up.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, it looks pretty exciting. What is our next topic? Oh, yes. This Harley Quinn trailer for a new animated thing for the... Thanks.
Well, here's the thing. We just talked about Nightwing, and Nightwing lives in Gotham. Yeah. Who else lives in Gotham but Harley Quinn?
We're being told that there's other things that we're supposed to pay attention to. If you want to buy
Speaking of crappy transitions.
God, I don't want to do that, guys. Okay, so anyway, we'll just cut right to the chase. Go to T Public and buy crap that's under the hashtag name because it's cool.
Yes.
By crap, I mean in an endearing fashion, obviously.
Yes. Buy our crap.
But yeah, honestly, like there's some cool shirts. We were selling several at Power Morphicon. I physically sold several at Power Morphicon because that's what I was doing.
I was there as well, and I watched him physically sell.
Yes, he did.
Did not participate. I just watched and cheered.
He did
go,
watch.
Cory,
there
go.
wasn't that much cheering, but that's fine. But yeah, if you want to check that out, please check it out. You can see most of the designs there on the screen. They're cool.
And the cool thing about it is they have sales every couple of weeks.
Yes.
So you can get cool discounts and everything like that. And a lot of these shirts are going to be like null and void soon because we're getting ready to sell out. So a lot of the Power Ranger shirts that we had at Power Morphicon won't be there soon. So if you want to get yours now, it's the time to go. And also you can support some of your favorite hashtag cast members, like Elle's teabagging shirt. It's hilarious. We got this Battlestar Galactica shirt. And so again, it's a great way to help support the show and get a cool souvenir at the same time.
Yeah. I don't have the shirt yet, so
not yet. It's coming. Yours will say buy my crap.
That's your that is, and it'll just be a big poop right there.
There it is.
And then you can buy my literal crap on the website.
It could be like a poop, and you can have your glasses on there. It's like, buy my crap.
That's right. Poop with long hair.
There it is. Oh wow. What was that person eating?
Thanks for the shout out. Okay, so we're moving on to the Harley Quinn trailer, I believe. And this dropped at New York Comic Con, I'm pretty sure. It was just about 30 seconds, quick, kind of just explaining what the show is going to be with a little bit of fun banter between Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy with a little bit of cameo stuff. So, what did you think of this?
I'm confused.
Yes.
Like, honestly, like, here's the thing. So, the trailer looks dope. Like, it's cool we're getting the 90s animated Harley Quinn, but my real question is, who's this for? Because because in the trailer so I'm watching it's gonna be for kids. She's like comedy and everything like that. But then to the point she's
cussing.
Yeah, she drops an F-bomb. I'm like, who is this for? And I'm like, because Harley Quinn's we kind of got to that Deadpool level where like everybody loves him.
Well, they even specifically reference Deadpool, and it's like, okay, I get it. You're trying to be Deadpool. You don't have to beat me over the face with a giant hammer.
Which she said she would do too.
Which is literally what she says she'll do. So, I don't know. It seemed kind of odd.
Yeah.
It might be fun. We'll see. It's a series, right? Not a movie. So, I mean,
I gotta be real. Like, I like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is super dope.
Yeah,
I loved her on like Batman the Animated Series. I got introduced to her. Yeah. I liked her in Suicide Squad. I think Margot Robbie did a great job. All in all, again, I'm a big Harley Quinn fan. This, again, I'm on the fence about. Here's the thing. You guys have watched me. You saw me the same thing with the Titans. I need to see a little bit more before I'm convinced. Like, again, the fact I don't know who this is for. I think they're trying to capitalize on that nostalgia by bringing back the animated series Harley Quinn. So it might be towards like people of an older crowd or whatnot. But again, it just seems random.
For me, this is just Harley Quinn being crazy for crazy's sake.
Yeah.
This isn't Harley Quinn being crazy because she's being driven to that through a character point. She's working off the Joker. She's in Arkham, and granted, that means that at some point she's been Harley for a while in whatever this is, this iteration. But I don't know. It just seems really just like, okay, I get it. You're crazy. Is there any actual substance to this? I don't know.
No, and honestly, this seems like a quick cash grab to me. This seems like a show DC put out. There was like, oh, we have a network. We have to make content.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And like, who people like? They like Harley Quinn. So let's go ahead and put that on there. So that's what this kind of feels like to me. It feels like a quick way to fill some content and a quick cash grab, and they're hoping there will be success and get a little fan base going.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, again, even the trailer, it doesn't even like they're trying that much. It all takes place in one room. Batman kind of like hangs down and everything like that. Poison Ivy is barely animated. She barely moves. All she does is sit there and move her neck.
I think it was made specific.
Yeah, I think it's made specifically for New York Comic Con, as Nagami was saying. So, in fairness, they're not gonna burn a budget for that.
No, I agree with you. But sometimes it's like it would have been like, hey, but guess what? Here's all the cool stuff I want to get into, and they could have cut to like things from the season.
Yeah, and maybe thrown an actual trailer.
Exactly. Like they show me some things happen in the season. Show me like you in Gotham or you somewhere, but just showing me this doesn't it's not really selling me for it.
Yeah.
You're hoping the Harley Quinn name is going to make me watch this.
Yeah.
Which
is gonna work for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
So maybe that is gonna be how it's gonna work.
Or the Katie Copeland. She's voicing.
Oh yeah. Oh. I don't know. I've never known how to say her last name.
Katie Copeland.
Kaylee Cuoco.
Kyoko from The Big Bang Theory.
Yes, from Big Bang Theory, everyone's favorite show.
So yeah, I'm not excited for the Harley Quinn trailer. I hope it gets better, but I'm not excited
Sanchez
for it.
Productions for that. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I guess I'm not particularly excited about it, but I think you're right. They need to just push out content, and yeah, that's just the way it's gonna be.
Yeah, and I'm honestly for these next couple of years, we're gonna get a lot of shows like this,
Yeah.
where they're just trying to get and fill their network, and hopefully they'll keep developing it, and we'll get some cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
You sound like me when I saw about the Titans trailer right now. It's just like,
look, the DC animated stuff has usually been pretty decent, but I don't know, man. This just doesn't seem like it's giving much information. So maybe I will hold any judgment until.
So let me ask you this though: if they were looking to do an animated series for this, what do you think they should have done instead?
Well, I don't think that Harley Quinn as a concept is bad. I just don't see any substance in this at all because she's basically selling you the show. She's not even like, this is Harley Quinn, this is what Harley Quinn's going to be about. She's like, come watch my show on DC Universe. And when you say those literal words, then it's like, I'm not really that convinced. No. I'm sure the crowd ate it up, but I don't care.
Nah, I don't see.
Why should I care?
Exactly. For me, I think it would have been better if they had just done a Gotham City Siren show, and they had showed like a trailer for that, and be like, this is me with my girl pals, and we do this, and we go on adventures, and we run from ex-boyfriends. Oh, and there's the bat, and it's like something like that would have been a little more fun.
Well, I mean, in fairness, it's not a real trailer, right? It's just a teaser. So, whatever.
But again, they're just trying to sell the networks. So that's why we're getting so much content right now.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. So heavy on the selling, which doesn't work for me. So
tier.
Yeah, there's tiers. I think that we're going to now move on to
a good trailer.
Yes, one of the things that
good trailer
I am most excited about that we'll probably talk extensively about for on and on and on. But so Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the second trailer dropped. Well, first of all, before we get into that, what did you think of the first trailer? What were your initial impressions on this?
So the first trailer I absolutely loved. Like I'm a big Miles Morales fan, and when I saw this trailer, I thought it was from the first trailer. I was like, oh, this is going to be a Miles Morales movie. We're going to try to be like, it was going to be like kind of like Spider-Man, where Spider-Man's going to be mentoring him, teaching him how to be Spider-Man, and everything like that. So I thought that was going to be like the main focus of the movie. Yeah. And again, that first trailer I absolutely loved. It seemed like authentic. Like for one, I love the urban aspect of it, like with the outfits and everything like that. I love the fact he's wearing Jordans in there, the Chicago colorway. I love the costume he's wearing with the hoodie and everything like that. Like he seems like an urban Spider-Man. He seems like a Spider-Man who understands African American culture, which seemed like super dope. I love the comedy in that first trailer with the whole dad's like, you have to say it too. Yeah, you have to say it too. It's like, I love you, Dad. I was like, okay, this looks hilarious.
It's nice. And also super embarrassing for a high schooler.
And then I love the voice acting. The guy from Dope is doing the voice of Miles Morales, who's a really good actor, who fits this like so well. And as I was watching, I was like, I'm on board. Like the first trailer just blew me away. Yeah. What about you? What was your reaction to the first trailer?
Well, just real quick, there were a couple comments I wanted to highlight. Someone said that it was Big Bang Theory is trash, so I wholeheartedly agree with that. Also, the Kamen Rider says the Batman Beyond and Static Shock. Definitely things that I grew up with a lot. More 90s animated series for Batman, but Batman Beyond was obviously not that far after that. So I would also like to see those things come back if there are things to be rebooted in the DC universe.
I agree. Like, I don't see Kamen Ranger. That idea for doing a Batman Beyond show is kind of dope. Like, honestly, like you could do a Batman Beyond show where you do Batman like as an adult. Because remember, like in that last Justice League episode, he was about to propose and get married. You can even take it from there where he's still being Batman, but now you can do it where he's an adult Batman. Now he's mentoring a new group of heroes. Yeah. So he can have his very own Robin. He can have his very own this now. We can see him like start to grow his own Bat family in a way.
Yeah. Totally.
So that could be dope. So I love that idea. That like an adult, like another Batman Beyond show would be super sick.
Edward says Big Bang Theory is not trash. You are entitled to your opinion, and I will not disagree with you further.
So what about you? What did you think of that first Spider-Man trailer?
First Spider-Man trailer, I felt like it didn't give a ton of information. It's the first trailer, but it seemed like it was hitting the right vibes. I wasn't sure about the animation style. I think that was a question mark for me, where it seems almost like it's stop motion. Really? In a way, like there's weird things about the movement. But I'm also, it's growing on me too. So with the first one, I just remember like, this is cool. I'm excited to see this. I didn't even know what it was at first, and then I started realizing, oh, this is a Sony Animation thing that's separate. So
see, I was the exact opposite, because when I saw that first trailer, it reminded me of when I was a kid and I watched the Spider-Man animated series, and I saw that pilot episode when he fights Venom, and then the animation from there just kind of blew me away. So when I saw Miles swinging through the city, swinging through the city, when I saw Spider-Man biting what looked like the lizard in the sewer or whatever, all that stuff kind of like brought back that nostalgia. I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
They're stepping up right now. But I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like on some specific shots just stood out more than others. But I mean, just go check it out and watch it again, and that goes for everyone watching. Just look at it, see what you think.
But the second trailer now, what are your thoughts about that one?
I really liked this. I was, first of all, I was very excited to see regular Spider-Man and what does that entail exactly, because I wasn't sure how regular Spider-Man was even going to fit into this, if at all. I think he in the first trailer briefly.
Yeah, he was just like jumping around. He talked to him with the sword and everything like that. They're going to get fries.
Yeah, so
he was like, "You're paying for this."
But like you get to really see a lot of him in this second trailer, and he's a different Spider-Man. This is a post all the Sony movies Spider-Man. This is post all these silly things that he's been marketed as Spider-Man, and you can see when he has his mask off, and it's funny because he's wearing the trench coat over the spider suit in the diner, and I love that. It's so ridiculous, but I don't care.
It works so well.
I love it. But like it's Spider-Man, and he's seen some things, right? Yeah. And he's got some gray stubble and like. And you even get that shot of him looking at the picture of Mary Jane. Oh yeah, here we go. So there's the gray thing, and I'm not positive about Spider-Man's or Peter Parker's voice, but I think I'll accept it. I think that it's just a little bit odd to me, but he's an older Spider-Man, so that's fine. He seems snarky enough.
Oh yeah, like I'm loving it. Like here's one. He seems snarky enough. He seems hilarious. Like I love that opening trailer. Like when you see him like kissing Mary Jane from like the movie and everything like that. Yeah. I love the scene from the movie also where he's like sitting in the restaurant. They throw the car, but he just turns around and punches and everything like that. So it seems like they're trying to like give everybody a little bit of everyone's Spider-Man. It was like, oh, you remember this? You remember this? You remember this?
Yeah.
This is all that stuff put together. Is your Spider-Man who we're gonna put into this movie. That was super dope. I like the storyline right now too because again, like when I saw that first trailer, I thought it was gonna be just him and Miles, and it'll be just like him mentoring Miles. But the fact that Gwen Stacy, I thought that was just like a teaser. I didn't know she was actually going to be a big part of this movie. To find out that she's going to be part of this movie now.
Looks like she'll be a main character.
Exactly. Spider-Ham's going to be part of this movie now. The noir Spider-Man's going to be part of this movie now. I'm just like, dude, we're legit getting Spider-Verse here.
Yeah.
Which was an awesome storyline.
These are some interesting choices for which Spider-Men or Spider-Gwens to be in it, but I think that this could be really cool.
It is. I'm looking forward to it. Not only that, though, but I'm calling it right now. Sequel.
Yeah.
Because the cool thing about it is that once you do the Spider-Verse, there's so many other different Spider-Man you can see. You still have punk rock Spider-Man. Yeah. You still have the Spider-Man from the Japanese universe with Leo Pada. What they're kind of like touching on here, but they can like expand even more. So, I mean, there's just so much potential. Yeah. And what I'm really loving about this is, again, we get more of Miles, and Miles, again, seems more and more dope, and it seems a lot more fun. And then we get a possible villain for this in the Kingpin.
Yes, so I was just praising Kingpin earlier for the Daredevil thing, and I said Kingpin's been one of my favorites since the 90s animated series for Spider-Man. It's so good to see him as a potential main villain. There were some other villains I think that I saw briefly in this thing. I don't remember. I thought I saw a shot of Scorpion.
Yep.
Yeah, there he is. And so there's going to be other stuff, but I mean, this is just very exciting to me because I love Kingpin and he wants to do some bad things.
So there's a lizard. There's a little shot of maybe the Prowler, or maybe that could have been Black Panther. You never know.
Yeah.
And then
seems unlikely, but maybe.
Well, that'd be. Well, I mean, he made $1 billion. Like they would just like drop him everywhere. What's up?
In Ultimate, the Prowler was his uncle.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not fully caught up with everything comics side, but this is. I mean. This looks good, though. This looks like there's going to be an immense amount of emotion and range of comedy with the dad and like how he's dealing with this. So, it set the stakes for what is going to happen here. I echoing Blackwing, I really liked Spider-Ham.
Dude, Spider-Ham
was done very well because he's not going to be ridiculous. He's going to be pretty straight, actually, but understand that he's ridiculous. I think that they got a good level of comedy there, so hopefully that remains true.
Dude, Peter Porker is going to be he's going to steal this movie.
Yeah, man, Spider-Ham.
Like I love the whole thing. Is like, do you guys not have talking animals in your universe? Like whatever. I'm just like, this is going to be great.
I don't want to freak him out.
Exactly. This is going to be gold. This is going to be gold.
It actually kind of reminded me of the character in Disenchantment, which we had talked about the last time I was on the show. The little demon dude.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see if that's actually the case.
And the other thing I like about too is that if we go back to that last shot where they're like all against the wall, all the spider people hanging in the corner. What I love about this too is the fact that they're using different animation styles because you can see like everyone has their own style when they're used. But Spider Ham definitely has been animated a little bit different.
More cartoony.
And the Japanese Spider Woman is being animated differently as well, which I was like, dude, this is dope. Yeah. Like they're really like taking their time with this. They're really having fun. This movie looks honestly, I think it's going to be one of my favorite superheroes movies of the year. I love Marvel's, like I love Avengers, but this looks so much fun.
It just looks really interesting, and I hope that Sony Animation doesn't follow suit with Sony Pictures and make garbage.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Well, it was crazy. I got to speak to when I was in Rose City Comic Con. I got to speak to Brian Michael Bendis about it, and it's interesting. Sometimes when you talk to creators, you can kind of tell, like, oh, this coming out, that's cool. There's like, because sometimes they don't get excited about the properties, but he was genuinely really excited about this.
Good.
Like the thing was, I know he can't talk about it that much because again, he's with DC right now.
Sure.
So he's got to push that part. But the thing about this, when I did chat to him like one-on-one about this, he was genuinely really excited for this movie. He's like, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely one of the biggest things that I'm excited about. I mean, as an avid Spider-Man fan, I'm very looking forward to it. Spider-Man's always been my staple. I cosplay as Spider-Man. That's my thing.
Oh, super dope. Spider-Man was the guy me into comics. Like, he's my favorite superhero.
Yeah. Well,
and my last name is Parker, so I kind of have to support.
That helps.
It's in the family.
He's not in my family. Mine. I always make this terrible joke, but my version is Peter Park. He's probably Korean or something.
No.
Some kind of Asian.
I like that.
Yeah, Asian Spider-Man. So, let's see. I mean, any other thoughts?
Honestly, my big thing is like support it, go see it, because hopefully we get more. It looks amazing.
If it's good.
If it's good, but
if it's good, see it multiple times. If
exactly.
it's terrible, see it once and then make that decision, and then you'd never see it again.
There it is. Just kind of block it out of your mind, like Venom, like it never happened.
That's what I think about that.
But I'm so like it looks dope. Like it looks cool. Spider-Gwen looks amazing. The costumes are insane. I'm loving everything they're doing. I'm going to be interested to see how Miles gets his costume because it's cool. It seems like by the end of it, he'll actually get his costume like as the movie goes through stages or whatnot. Yeah. So it just looks good.
Well, what's interesting about Peter Parker, he doesn't seem to know who Gwen is, like at all.
That is interesting too, yeah.
So like obviously there's some disconnect there on like Gwen Stacy being the first girl that he liked in high school and then moving on to Mary Jane. Obviously Mary Jane is a big part of Peter Parker's thing in this, but I don't know. That's
maybe the writers thought it'd be too convoluted to kind of include Gwen in there. I mean, in the comic they did a really good job of it, but in the comic it was a running thing. Whereas like because they go to each other's like, I lost you in my universe, I lost you in my universe, and like so here's the thing, we're gonna watch each other's back.
Yeah.
But the thing about but it's interesting here.
Well, wasn't it in the animated series 90s animated series when Spider-Man was going through all of the different verses, he runs into one where it's Gwen Stacy as his girlfriend and like Flash Thompson's like his like best friend or something like that, and like he's rich.
That was Liz Allen.
What? Oh, that was
the animated series Liz Allen.
No, just in that one episode, towards the end when it was a multiverse thing, and there were like 6 different versions of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think that was Gwen Stacy.
Was that Gwen Stacy?
Yeah, because Liz Allen's everywhere else. She's like the nerdy lab assistant who.
Oh yeah, they usually
I think it was Gwen Stacy. I mean, it's kind of been a while, but I'm pretty sure that was
just
in that one episode.
I have to go back and check.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've rewatched the Spider-Man animated series like 100 times, so.
Does it hold up?
Yes, in my opinion. I mean, sure, you get some cheesy moments, but there's some great voice talent there, man.
I always loved it because they did a really good seamless job of introducing like all the Marvel heroes. Because I remember watching that. That's how I introduced the Blade, Daredevil, Kingpin, like Doctor Strange, like everybody.
You got those crossover episodes that didn't feel like they were forced. It just like this is Spider-Man meeting the X-Men.
Exactly.
And I love that episode because Spider-Man's just like, I'm a mutant too, sort of, but I'm still gonna be broody and pissed.
Yeah, I love the cracking the jokes in the line with Storm. Like, Storm, she'll get this whole godlike speech or whatever. May the winds come down and straight whatever. And then he cracks the jokes like, yeah, webbing, get real sticky. And it's like some random stuff like that. I'm just like, dude, this is awesome.
Well, that's the best part about Spider-Man when he's with other people. Right?
Yeah.
He gets to crack jokes at them. Even though Spider-Man is typically a solo character, and that works really well, I think that it's cool when Spider-Man gets to interact with others. Like, one of my favorite comic series is the New Avengers from like 2006, 2007, something like that. And you get to see him interact with Luke Cage. and it's hilarious because no one else will talk to Spider-Man at this point because they're so annoyed with him. But Luke Cage will respond, and he usually gets the upper hand on him. It's funny.
No, I remember I used to love when Brian Michael Bendis did that new Avengers run. I still remember when they go and recruit him to the team, and it was like, we need you in the Avengers. And I was everybody else, they go and say different things. Like, they was like, we'll help you in the community. We do this. When they go to Peter Parker, they're like, we have money. He like hugs arm. He's like, thank God.
Yes. Oh, it's so good.
Oh man.
I mean, who doesn't want money?
Exactly. Well, especially Spider-Man. He does this for nothing.
Spider-Man needs money.
Exactly.
Spider-Man needs to eat. He needs to pay for bills.
Exactly. I mean, Jonah's not buying those photos anymore.
J. Jonah. I mean, actually, there hasn't been any mention of some of the other side characters like J. Jonah Jameson. Any thoughts of people who might appear in this, or do you think it's just gonna be really focused on the?
I think it's
Spider-Man. I mean, that's a lot of characters right here.
I think they'll make reference to it, like they'll talk about people like from Peter's past and everything like that. Like you see the Mary Jane picture and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think so because I don't think they have enough time because with all these Spider-Verse characters,
it's a lot.
Exactly. You got to give everybody their own time to breathe and their own backstory a little bit. But what's dope is we still get Aunt May.
Yeah. There's that little shot with Aunt May in there. I think right there. And so, it's going to be interesting. I would like to see, because it's even in this particular still, you see, I mean, they're looking at Spider-Ham, so it makes sense. But Peter Parker is definitely a less energy. He's not young anymore.
No.
And like my, I don't think you need to be young to make terrible jokes because I still do it. But he obviously has seen some stuff that's hardened him a bit, I think. I mean, he still throws in jabs and he's snarky, but is he going to be kind of a little more like, I'm an old soldier guy? Like, is he gonna be Soldier 76 from Overwatch video games? Is he gonna be that guy, or do you think he's gonna still be able to pull off the young Spider-Man?
I think he's gonna be there because like when he's in the suit, we still see that energy and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I see here he's gonna be that seasoned vet though, where he's gonna be mentoring the newer generation. Where we're gonna see like the snarky comments.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be fun though because we're gonna see with that mentor role. Because I remember someone once said like when they started writing The Flash, they're like Barry Allen's a really great teacher, and I was like, you know what, Barry Allen, which is the reason why they introduced like they did the storyline with all these Flash and everything like that. You'll kind of the Flash school. But I was like, you know what, Peter Parker's actually a better teacher because like Peter, like, because again he grew up as a teen hero, so he understands teen heroes better than anybody else.
Yeah, it's true.
He's never been mentored because you think about it, Dick Grayson grew up with Batman, so Batman kind of showed him the ropes. Tim Drake, like most sidekicks, again, are mentored by somebody. Spider-Man was a teenage hero that most people didn't know was a teenager.
Yeah.
And think about it, he had to grow up on his own and figure all this stuff out. So
unless if you count Iron Man. But that's like a different canon sort of.
I don't count the movies as much. I just go by like the comics. In the comics, like he grew up into Peter Parker by himself.
I mean, in Civil War, Iron Man did take him under his wing a little bit, but that wasn't mentoring so much as like guiding into like maturity of being a superhero. But you're right, like he was mostly alone.
Yeah, and in that timeline too, like in Civil War, in the comics, he's like 25 at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's an adult. It's like, well, he showed up a little bit late, Stark. So in these scenes with Miles, they look dope. They look really cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited. That's a cat face. It looks like he's standing on.
Yeah, like a lion's head or whatever.
I mean, I'm just gonna assume it's a panther because just so I can, right?
Cross branding.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Like, it's just, that's Wakanda, right?
There
Obviously, it doesn't look at all like Wakanda. That's totally Wakanda. Okay, well, I mean, I think that pretty much covers it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. It has been a pleasure, Johnny. I hope to, come back another time, but I'm sure next week Jezzer will be back, I assume, being that guy he is.
They'll be back from New York Comic Con, and hopefully Joe and Jezzer return with a lot more news, a lot of exclusive clips, a lot of news and everything like that. And just make sure, like, if you want to keep up to date with everything happening, go and check out that hashtag show website. It's always been updated with like new information, especially from that show and everything like that, with cool video clips and articles and whatnot.
Yes.
So make sure to go check that out to stay updated up.
And
then, so Cory, where can everybody? So you may not be here next week, but where else can I find you at?
So I do video game stuff. I'm gonna be on the well, for that we're still figuring out exactly what our new schedule is gonna be. So stay tuned for that and announcements with the Twitch and/or video game related shows. But I'm also gonna be appearing on Star Wars Fanatics show on Sunday. What time is that show again?
Somewhere between 7:30 and 11.
Somewhere between 7:30 and 11, which is a pretty big window, or 9. or something.
Somewhere between 7:30 and 11.
So at Sunday nights, just be on the lookout for a Star Wars show. We usually stream live to Facebook.
That's why you click that notification bell. That way you
yes,
can stay up to date with everything coming.
Please do that, and I will be, I'm sure, trash talking The Last Jedi against Rose's opinion on it. So it'll be very exciting. But yeah, otherwise you can check me out on my not Facebook page. That's dumb. But go onto YouTube. Go to Cory the Voice Guy's channel. That's me, and I make Overwatch videos. Yeah, I know, really good. I'm good at this, guys. I'm super good. But yeah, I just you can follow me there or on Instagram or Twitter at those same exact things. Johnny, you got anything?
You can find me at JohnnyP313 on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me on Gumroad there as well. You can purchase my comics, Broken and Elvish. And you can find me later on in the month at LA Comic Con. So if you're in the LA area, come on out, come check us out. I'll be there with the rest of the hashtag crew.
Okay, well, I think that wraps it up. So, goodbye. I'm so terrible at ending shows. I mean,
so
it's awful.
So thank you for coming supporting. Thank you for watching, and make sure to come back next week, and make sure to come back to that hashtag show for everything. Keep up to date for everything trending in geek pop culture. We out.